This is Robert from Merit Web Project, and it's the 29th of March 2017. And this particular video is about a couple of additions that I've made. You all know that a matter of a week or two ago I posted a series of videos for QuikTest education. I had a request for data that I believe was really pertinent to some people's situations, and so I created a graph for that, and I also created this cognitive behavioral therapy client worksheet. Now this is available in 3 places, same worksheet. But it's on the QuikTest results. I've put it there because it really relates to QuikTest. I might put it somewhere else in the documents or wherever later, but really it is depression, anxiety, really is cognitive behavioral territory. So it's here, and it's also down underneath anxiety, cognitive behavioral therapy client worksheet, and under depression, same place. If we click on this, it gives you an overview of cognitive behavioral therapy and what this worksheet's going to do. This is basically related to the automatic thoughts that a person has. This is designed for the client to use. Now, of course, you don't have to use it. You don't have to give it to the client, have them come back with it. You can use it in any way you want to use it. What I foresee, though, is that you can give this to the client who is very motivated to change their situation, to work through issues, have them read through each of these statements and rate themselves. 0 meaning I never do this, I never use this mechanism. 10 being I use it every minute of every day. Defines the particular automatic thought is titled, defined, and then shown by example, and they rate themselves. Next, title, definition, examples, they rate themselves. This goes all the way down through all of these automatic thoughts that we look at for cognitive behavioral type therapy. Okay? Have them bring this back in, look over the ones where they score 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, discuss those issues, have them give you their own examples of how they do it, and look for ways where you can minimize that particular negative behavioral pattern. That's how I foresee you can use this. Go ahead and experiment with other ways to use it, and if you find other ways, report back to me so that I can broadcast this out, and you'll be able to give some benefit to everybody else. Let me see here. The second issue is related to a graph. Of course, this is the normal graph that you see when you come in, but and the multi-line, multi-date client results, if you click on it, you get this. Depending on how many uses you have this nice little graph. But the second one down on the list now is something that someone asked me for. This is your site's anxiety, depression, safety scores for everybody in your QuikTest database. Put in groups. Okay, so we're going to click on this. And you see now this is my site. Tells you how many. No, I don't think I put that on there. Okay, doesn't tell you exactly how many are in here, but if you look, you can see anxiety is blue, depression is red, safety is yellow, And down below we actually have the numerical values. This is in groups 89 or less. Of course, those really don't matter as far as crisis levels, or far below crisis levels. This is normal range, 90, 99, and 100 to 109. 68% of all people should fall in this group. Now, if you look at this, there is no score here for safety at 130 above. You notice down here, safety 130 or more is 0. That means I have not dealt with somebody who has a safety score over 130. Now, if John Doe had come to me and his safety score was 135, I can go to this graph and I can see I haven't dealt with anybody who has a score that high. Out of the 180 people in my database, I have not dealt with somebody that's that high. You got to ask yourself at that point. And then look at this one. Only 7 people above 120. You have to ask yourself, out of 180, I've only dealt with 7 people that have a safety score above 120. Is it wise for me, when I have John Doe come in with a safety score of 135, to continue dealing with him? Or is it time to refer him because I don't go there? Obviously, anxiety between this one here, 30, 22, that's 50 some, almost a third of my cases have an anxiety score above 110, and 22 of those, almost half of those, are above 120. Anxiety is something I can deal with. Anxiety is something that I can counsel well. Or I mean depression. Depression is what the red is. So you can see that depression is something that fits what I do above 120. We got 10 over here, 22 over here, 30 over here. So that's 50, 60 some. That's a full third. Okay? Depression is something I can deal with over 110. Over 110, well, I've got these here as far as safety, but really it drops off. Should I be dealing with safety issues that are above 120? That's why this exists. That's why this is here. You look at where your strengths are, you avoid your weaknesses, or get consultation and supervision on those weaknesses to build up your skills. And I hope that this helps you. You'll notice on the entry page now that I have moved recent changes to its own hit on the main menu up at the top. And that stuff no longer appears and is messy there. And now your QuikTest certification appears there. Pay close attention to that, because I have installed the cutoff, and it is working. And if you don't take the QuikTest and pass it with a score of 70 or more, after you use it 10 times, you're going to be restricted until you do take it. I think QuikTest certification is extremely important, and people are reporting back to me saying that they learned a lot and that it is helping what they do. We've almost doubled the number of QuikTest uses, so people are using QuikTest much more. I believe they're probably using it much more effectively and much more accurately. So for now, that's the end of this particular video, and I'll be back soon with more.